is a girl. She's a star. She's got style. Steffi Star. You see her face around the town. She's popular. Steffi Star.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we have a giant top producing real estate team called Weinstein Keach.
Not Weinstein Keach Group.
No.
Or team.
No. We have to keep telling our team it's just Weinstein Keach.
The thing itself.
Right.
It's like Target.
And we were thinking of Keach Weinstein. Now it kind of almost sounds weird.
Totally weird.
But we couldn't because of the initials KW.
But lots of people did too. Not lots, like one. Texted me and said, why isn't it Keach Weinstein? I think you got the same.
No.
No.
People were quite pleased with the name.
Hi, guys. So we are here with Samantha and Josh Godfrey.
Hey, everyone.
Josh or Joshua?
Josh is fine.
Okay.
I love that name.
Same.
And let's not forget, Samantha Godfrey is on Weinstein Keach.
That's right. Woohoo!
Nice.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Sam and I work all commercial together. Not that she's exclusive to commercial, but
I know. You guys rock it.
we've had some
Anytime
fun
anyone
ones.
asks me if I do commercial, I said, well, I have sold one building. Remember the building we sold? I said, Meredith, I need your help really bad. And then Meredith got busy. But we went, we took photos. And then 2 days later, we got a cash offer.
Yeah.
I'm like, Meredith, you are magical.
Yeah.
This person had her building on the market for like 3 years and had no offers.
Was this the Attleboro one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Meredith and I took over the listing and immediately got a cash offer within 2 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you folks.
That was a good little building, though.
That was an adorable building. And
Yeah.
the person that bought it, so it was a hair salon, but the person that bought it, she was making it into a preschool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good location
Yeah.
for that.
And while we're talking about team stuff, Sam, you handed in your bio.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I hate writing.
Josh, you're lucky you don't have to do a bio
Yeah,
because
that
once you
sounds like
hand it
nothing
in,
I'm interested in.
Meredith Keach takes over. And
She texted me. She's like, do you mind if I change a lot of things?
I did not say a lot.
A few things, but I'm like,
I just want to take it and move it around.
When I saw Meredith was correcting the bios, it brought me back to school. I started sweating. I had to take off my coat. I got dizzy. She hasn't read mine yet.
No, they're all pretty outstanding, to be honest. It's pretty cool to hear what you put about yourself and how you got to this point. Pretty neat.
And the reason why Meredith is doing this is because she was a teacher.
I was. I was not an editor, though. And there's a big difference for sure. I mean, there's things that I'll definitely slip on. In fact, I was going back through Brooks today, and I was like, "Oh, missed that one."
Oh.
Even I sent it back for her for approval.
Meanwhile, I read everybody's. I'm like, these are excellent.
These are amazing.
Perfect. They're perfect, everyone.
Stamp of approval.
That's right. You have Stephanie's stamp of approval. Meredith is taking hours. Hours.
But it was so nice. I put a chair, an ottoman in our office, and we're getting there, and a little table. I got my
Nice.
lamp and the artwork. And I actually sat in it last night and read through the bios, my feet up, a little quiet, had some piano
Lovely.
music on. I'm like, this is right up my alley.
That's perfect.
Well, wait, I put a desk in for Sam for when she comes in the office, and nobody does. Everybody sits out in the lounge area. You know, that's where you put your laptop, especially if you're being social.
Daniel was a little upset.
I know.
He screeched when he saw that desk was outside in the main area. I said, I'm sorry, but you've been kicked out of Meredith's office.
But I'll send a message out to the group once we get it all pimped out, because it's a nice place to just go sit. You know,
Yeah.
It's for anybody. If you sometimes you come in and you just need
Here
close
we
the
go.
door.
Here we go with it. It's for anybody.
You know?
Let's go back quite a few years ago when there was open space in the office. And so there was a bunch of computers and there was a bunch of desks and it was open space. So who used that open space every day but our truly Meredith K. Keach. So she is a very strong personality, top agent. Other agents were petrified to go into that office. So they wouldn't go in. So an office opened up and I said, Meredith, I think it's best if you take that office and have your own office. She goes, I don't need an office. I said, well, people are too scared to use this other office.
She said, you're too loud and too intimidating. And by the way, you're territorial of the desk that belongs to everybody.
Scared everybody away.
And I said, fine.
And that is how Meredith got her own office. You're welcome. All right. Enough about
Yeah,
this.
enough,
We want to
enough.
talk about you guys.
That's right. It's exciting, Samantha, to have you back.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
was
guys
jealous
want?
last time.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. So I want to hear a rundown of your snowmobile trip.
When did you go?
We went this past
Yeah,
weekend.
last weekend.
And Josh has been going like on and off. I think we
Pretty
haven't
much,
been.
like, every other weekend.
Yeah, we haven't been home at all this
No.
whole winter.
What do you do with the dogs?
Matt and I have a roommate. It's one of his best friends.
Oh, that's
A live-in guy that takes care of the dogs. And we were actually laughing last night. Harper was cuddled up with him. And I was like, she has totally alienated us. She doesn't care about us anymore. She feels like she has a new owner.
New best friend.
Awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
You
But
are so lucky. That's huge.
Yeah.
yeah,
it
no,
is.
it is so
Right?
helpful.
Yeah.
It's so helpful.
Half the
But
battle
I
of
mean-
traveling when you have dogs is what am I doing with the dogs?
1,000%.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I were standing next to Miss Val, who takes care of Sybil and Leo,
Mhm.
I think she'd probably pick Val.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
Well, Harper can be bitter. Like, she's like, you were gone for a couple days.
Right.
And I'm pretty annoyed. So I'm going to sit over here and
A lot
pretend
of-
like you don't
A
exist.
lot of personality in her.
it's so amazing, right?
Josh's favorite dog.
Yeah, she's great.
Harper.
Because
She's my
she has
favorite.
an attitude.
They're stunningly beautiful. By the way, for those who are listening, they're two of the most beautiful golden retrievers by a breeder that is sought after. You get on a list, right?
Goldiva, Goldens. So there's actually like Bruins players and Patriots players
Yeah.
that have dogs from them. But
They're
we-
so beautiful.
she's really, really thorough, like doing all of the health tests and all that stuff. So you really try and avoid cancer in the dogs. But when we found them, they weren't as popular. So when we went and got Harper, it was like not so expensive. And then like 2 years later when we got Mac, I was like, oh my God. And then like all these Instagram pages started to populate with all her dogs.
Oh,
And
wow.
so like, and then as soon as the Patriots and the Bruins players started posting them,
It's
it went
over.
like
Right.
through the roof.
Right.
It was crazy.
And you can't breed Mac or Harper.
No, you like sign a contract and you can't, like you have to neuter the girls or spay the girls and neuter the boys.
You have to prove it. Like, what happens if you didn't do it and then you...
Well, we haven't neutered Mac yet and he's almost 2, but
I would make a citizen's arrest.
they tell you to wait until they're 2 so they get to like a certain age where their like bone development has gotten to a certain point and all that, so they stay healthy.
You got to make a golden doodle with him.
Golden doodle.
Meredith, why don't you get a second dog? Sybil needs a sibling.
It's not
I
a
don't
bad
think she
idea.
does. She has a sibling that she sees twice a week and when they go to the groomer.
All right.
And they get along great. They sit on, he's adorable. She growls at him when he gets into the car when we go to daycare. And then she sits on
Sybil.
him.
She's so
And then she's-
rude. What is her deal? She's just being a girl.
She is. I think she's trying to be territorial. And then he just runs up and jumps right into her. I'm sorry. She doesn't sit on him. Then she sits over the side and he lays on
I
her.
love how she growls at him.
She growls at
Josh,
him
do you have
full on.
dogs?
No, not anymore, actually. Both my dogs passed away in the last couple of years, but I have Sam's dogs now that I can go
What
and
kind of
hang out
dogs
whenever.
did you have?
I had we had like a pit bull mix
Oh.
and a chocolate lab, Roxy.
Oh.
But yeah, they were great. I mean, Roxy's just like Harper, like had a big attitude, but I just thought it was funny. It's just a lot of personality.
Yeah.
I've been trying to convince them to get another dog.
Yeah.
Does he really need one?
No.
He does.
Well, you guys just lost the mail. What was his name?
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
I went looking for Jack one day.
Yep.
Sam was like, go look for my dog in the neighborhood.
He would just go.
He's blind and
wherever.
deaf, and my dad
Oh.
can't find him. So I see your dad like riding his bike, looking around for Jack, calling Jack.
Did he find him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found
We were driving like Mansfield. He made it like down to Norton and then down to Mansfield. He was just trotting along.
Did you say blind and deaf?
He was just deaf. He
Oh,
could
yeah.
see okay.
Oh, he could
still,
see.
Yeah.
Oh, Meredith.
Well,
Sorry.
maybe I'm going a little
He
far.
was.
It's a little
old.
dramatic.
He was pretty old.
Yeah.
I think your
He
dad
was
called him an
15.
asshole.
He was. He was a lot.
He was 15.
15. Yeah.
What did you feed him for food?
Um,
I think dog food killed my first dog,
Oh,
Sparky.
really?
Sparky
Really?
Sunshine.
I think he had
I'm
good genes though.
convinced.
He had really good genes. Like you could just
Oh,
tell.
he
He
did?
was like always healthy looking till his like last. 2
And was
years,
that the
but,
mixed breed one?
Yeah. He was. Like a
I'm
pit bull
telling you, they
mix.
say those mixed breed dogs live longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yeah, Sparky was a soft coat. He was a full soft coated Wheaten Terrier.
How old did he?
7.
Oh.
Poor Sparky. I know, it was so sad. I cried.
Rosie was what, 12?
Yes,
Yeah.
Ross was 12. And she died during COVID, so we couldn't go in.
Oh, really?
They brought
That's
her out on a
terrible.
stretcher. They're like, I'm sorry. There's
You're
nothing
kidding.
we can do. She has fluid around her heart. Like, there's nothing. And they brought her out on a stretcher. She had her paws. She was perched.
Oh my God.
They're like, you can't come in. So Alexa and I were sobbing,
That's what's
hugging
sad.
Rosie outside on a stretcher in the animal hospital.
That is so depressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, back to snowmobiling.
Oh, yeah.
I did notice that you called, which I have heard in the past, they call the snowmobiles a sled.
Sleds. Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Going sledding. That was just like
Going
snowmobiles.
sledding.
It's like a cool term.
I'm going sledding.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of syllables in snowmobile.
So you guys headed up on a Friday.
What about mobility?
Yeah, we went up.
They
We went
left
up early.
Thursday night.
We
and
did like the guys ride on Friday, and then like the whole family. Girls ride on like Saturday. But we did from Gorham to Pittsburgh, which is like it's like the last third of the state. We did on Friday with all the guys. It
That's
was-
amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
Never heard of those places.
It's like,
yeah, they're like
They're
pass-through
away.
towns. You've never.
They're not popular.
Gorham,
Well, they kind of are, but-
Gorham and Berlin's kind of popular in New Hampshire.
Did you say
but-
Berlin?
Berlin? Yep,
What do people do in Berlin?
Berlin.
Not much.
There's like
Yeah.
a center of town though. They have restaurants and stuff. It's not like that desolate.
There's
Oh.
a few scary people there.
What do
Pittsburgh's
people
pretty
eat in
desolate.
Berlin?
it's remote. I had clients from Easton who actually moved up there.
To
That's where they
Berlin?
retired.
Really?
Yeah, up to that area.
Huh.
Yeah, which was sort of counter to what people typically do.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
quiet up there.
That
It
is
is.
off the grid.
How many miles did you do on Friday?
It's like just over 200 miles in the snowmobiles.
Yeah.
We hit pretty much every. We hit Errol and then Dixville Notch is like the the Balsams, the
Yeah.
shutdown hotel. We went through there.
That's
and
amazing.
then up to Pittsburgh and did like a loop of the Canadian border and came back. The Canadian border is where we saw the bird up on the mountain.
Oh
But,
my gosh.
Yeah, it was cool.
Through the woods, so you're seeing the same scenery, or you're actually driving through town?
So every once in a while you hit a town and you can kind of sometimes go around them, but sometimes you end up going through them. You stop at like maybe a restaurant on the way up or something like that. But a lot of the time you're just cruising through mountains and fields and stuff like that.
How fun is that?
That is cool.
It's a workout.
Is it
Yeah.
That's what I was
I was
thinking.
sore on
right.
Sunday and Monday.
really?
I haven't been in like a couple of
Yeah, your
years,
first
so
ride
I'm
is
like,
tough.
ugh, it hurts.
You're like moving muscles you don't normally move.
How
and
can
stuff.
one prepare to get in shape to go sledding?
A lot
just-
of
you just go?
squats
Squats?
and arm
Oh,
stuff.
I was thinking of like the row.
That
No,
probably help.
No.
That can
Oh,
help
that
too. Your
might,
arms.
yeah.
That's some arm strength. Thumb strength. You need a lot of thumb strength.
thumb strength.
You get a hold
Are
of the
there
throttle the whole time.
Oh, right.
Whenever
Oh my
I
God.
ride and I haven't ridden in a long time, my whole thumb like doubles in size because it's so sore.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
hysterical.
my! I would legit have so many goddamn complaints.
Well, imagine for 200
Like,
miles
seriously,
in one day on a
your
machine.
thumb,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your arms, your shoulders, your legs.
Yeah.
I can't keep up
But
with
so
them.
beautiful.
It depends
What
on
was
the
the
trails,
temperature
too.
like?
Wow.
I mean,
It was actually kind of warm this weekend, and warm for snowmobiling like 30 to 35 degrees. It's pretty warm.
I bet it's
Usually,
amazing.
usually you want like
Comfortable.
you want like 20 to 25 is like the perfect with like
Mm-hmm.
low sun.
Were you schwitzing?
What's schwitzing?
Were you hot?
Oh, yeah. Actually, you get pretty once you're
Really?
if you're on tough trails like bumpy and you're kind of like moving around a lot, you get warm. Kind of you have the little vents in your suits. You like open up little side vents and it lets air through while you're moving. It's pretty cool.
How much does a snowmobile outfit cost? And where does one shop for an outfit if somebody wanted to look really fabulous?
Do you want like a whole zip up suit, like a woman's? Like
I want
one
a
piece?
hot woman's,
Yeah, she would
Yeah.
want one piece.
yeah,
Kinda
something
like
a little
$500 or
flashy.
$600, and
$500
then-
or $600
And then the
bucks.
helmet is like $300 or $400,
Yeah, you can go crazy with it. You can go.
and boots are a couple $100.
Do people bedazzle
Gloves.
their helmets?
I haven't seen
People
that
do
yet.
some weird things.
Do people like put things on top of their helmets?
I've seen mohawks and spikes and
Yeah.
stuff. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I would definitely get mine bedazzled.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just wear a whole black suit and a black helmet.
Well, black is your color, Sam. No one looks better in black than you do.
Exactly.
It's your color.
Simple. I think it's like the whole Godfrey color. We all have black vehicles.
Black
we all
cars.
have
Yeah.
tinted windows.
Yeah.
We all have.
Excuse me? I thought that wasn't allowed.
Up to 35%.
I wonder what my car is.
Yours is illegal.
At what point did they really
Excuse
pull
me?
you over, though?
Did you say illegal?
I got a steady pull me over
See him
for it
go.
once.
Really?
But he each gave me a warning. But they, I mean, it depends on the cop, really.
Sometimes they have you rip the tint off right in front
Yeah,
of
some
them.
people,
Sam
some people are
refused.
not about it.
Yeah, they're not nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, on the snowmobiles?
No, on the
for your
cars.
car.
Oh, Sam refused to give me an inspection sticker.
What?
Busted.
Too much tint.
Too much tint. My car's from Florida.
Oh.
She said, we're going to fix your car, but you can't get an inspection sticker here. I said, what?
You know someone.
I knew someone.
Yeah,
I
okay.
went right over to my Turkish friends. They had no problem.
Now with the shop,
Yeah.
where did you learn to fix things?
Just so I was always like kind of in there when I was a kid. So we opened the shop when I was like
2003.
3. So yeah, I was like 7 years old.
So that makes you...
Young.
26.
Young
Um,
stuff.
But yeah,
Oh.
I'd go in like whenever, I don't know, like when I wasn't in school, and then just gradually when I got to high school, Sam would pick me up and just work there the rest of the day. And then after high school, I just kind of went in. I was full time after high school, but I never really had schooling for it. Like I never went to like any like Porter and Chester or anything like that. We just kind of learned as I went. My dad taught me as I went, and as kids too, we had dirt bikes and quads. So when they would break down, me and my friends would get together and we'd learn how to fix stuff and just you tear it apart, and if you put it back together and it worked, then you learn that
Love
that's the way to
that.
do it.
If you didn't
So
know how
cool.
to.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Call dad. if you have any
Right.
problems.
Dad to the rescue.
Someone said to me, and I was trying to remember so I could tell you guys this, but they said that your dad is far and away the best mechanic in the area of any town around anywhere.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, sometimes when you pick his brain, it's just like I don't know. He understands
a lot of
everything.
diagnosis, which
Yeah.
is like just a little bit more complicated stuff, but or like just trying to figure out something that somebody couldn't figure out. But it definitely gets challenging now that stuff's newer. It
The
hasn't been
cars
so
are just
fun
they're
lately.
just advancing so quickly that it's hard to keep up. And like
Pinpoint issues.
they do have like classes after work and stuff you can go to like learn on some of the newer stuff, but it's hard to hit everyone. And it's like there's so many new
You're
like
exhausted.
yeah,
after
there's
the
so many
day,
new
like,
features
you
in
don't
cars
wanna
and
do
like
it.
safety things in cars. It's just
Do you
gets
think
crazy.
people should bring in their car after the winter for a spring little
Spring
tune
fling?
up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like...
I mean, when you come in for an oil change, we check everything anyways.
Right.
So, like, and usually you're getting an oil change every
Twice a
3 to
year.
6 months.
Unless
yeah,
you're
depends
me.
on your driving,
Yeah.
and you're really hard on your vehicle, like Meredith Keach and her husband.
Terrible driver. No.
She's not a terrible
she isn't.
driver.
It's a big
they're hard
car.
on them.
It's
So
it's
many
right.
miles.
So many miles.
Yeah.
Godfrey is so honest that one time I went in with my car and Sam said, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "There's nothing wrong with your car. Go home."
Just want to hang
I
out with
said,
us for the day.
"Oh, I love coming into
I do
Godfrey.
too.
I get to chit chat with Sam. It's warm. It's cozy.
It's so warm
we get
in
to
there.
see you guys. I like to see who's coming in. I'm nosy,
Same.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's notable cars out front too.
There is. So
People
I was
you know.
devastated when Sam sent me away.
Yeah.
I'm like, now what am I going to do? I thought I was going to be here for a good hour.
Maybe we should film
What-
from Godfrey.
Do
What
in
are
the
your
office.
thoughts on my dad was saying something today. He was like, we should host like a little late night class with like refreshments and whatever for like new drivers or people who just want to learn a little bit about their car, like to top off the tire pressures and check their fluids and
You'd get
change a
groupies like us.
tire. Would you guys be interested?
I mean,
Stephanie and I show up.
Be
I
every
Like,
class.
We don't want you.
can I tell you, I have no idea how to put air in my tires. I
Right, I
tried
feel like it
once,
would be good.
and I need a class.
You know what? It's funny. I did that too,
You
but
did?
I didn't have something to check to see how much I was supposed to have, and I thought it might be a bad idea that I was ballparking it.
First cold day is
Like
crazy.
I was
at the
afraid it was
shop.
going to explode or something.
You know what Jason does? Jason uses the good old bicycle pump.
Was he there for like a day?
Yes, he loves it. He's like,
Good workout.
and I always like to videotape him.
The first cold day of the year is crazy. You come in because all the tire pressures go a little lower.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do about that?
I spend like half my
freaks out.
morning because everybody's just pulling up. I need to remind all morning long. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
can I do that?
Oh, I shouldn't.
I
have said
think
anything.
for you know what,
You have to
I
come to our
think you should
class.
do a
You'll
young
learn.
driver class.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like how to change a spare or
Yeah.
what the lights on the dash mean so they're not like blowing their
Yeah.
engines if something pops up and
Yeah.
they just ignore it.
It'd be
Right.
It'd be very helpful.
I think
Yeah.
it's brilliant.
It might
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
I do too. You
Yeah.
could also do Godfrey tips of the week.
Yeah.
We
Pro
could.
tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working on some Facebook posts before I came here, just some like specials and coupons and stuff like that, but that would be a good idea too.
I love
Yeah,
a car
because I
tip
think
of the
to your
week.
point too, not that I grew up with sort of any mechanical sense whatsoever, but there's so much that's just computerized now,
Yep.
and the language is, you don't even know. I don't know what it is. I mean, when we were 16 just learning to drive, it was not uncommon for even our friends to just change the oil and,
It was easy
you do it in your driveway.
Oh,
Not that
right.
I did it, but
My
like,
dad always changed
Right.
my oil.
Yeah.
Well, he was a mechanic too, but still.
Yeah. And now,
You need special tools for certain
Right.
things and stuff. It's
Right.
Like, it's crazy. It gets nuts.
You could cost yourself more money just trying to change your oil yourself.
I bet.
Right.
Save
If you use the
yourself
wrong
money, yeah.
oil, right? Certain cars need certain oil.
Yeah.
Right.
Breaking something, trying to get it off.
And they
or-
used to tell you everything under the hood. There'd be a sticker that told you
Mhm.
how much oil, what it takes. Now it's just like, it just gives you a little icon. It's like, good luck. It doesn't really tell you much.
God.
Yeah. So it makes me feel like.
Do we really need to put the high test gas in our cars?
If your car recommends it, it's good for it. You might get like, I don't know, pinging or something from the motor, but it's not gonna hurt the engine. Like, you have a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do anything
Sam
crazy.
goes, ugh, every Weinstein has, all the Weinsteins have a Mercedes.
Actually, your cars have been really good to you guys. I feel like Alexa has had some issues.
Yeah, her
but-
tires are her issues.
She's always popping.
Did you guys hear there was a big heist from Bourne's?
No.
No.
Yeah.
What?
You're kidding.
I didn't even tell you.
Shut up.
Yesterday we went in for actually I haven't followed up to find out anything.
Oh, no.
And we were in the office meeting, and I was in the entry talking to Justin Bobo,
Yeah.
our resident attorney.
Yeah.
And an officer came in
coming on
who
the show.
coincidentally wound up being one of his like best friends from high school, looking for cameras on our building because there was like a multi-gazillion-dollar heist
Meredith,
from Bourne.
Shut
What?
up.
Seriously,
Like stole cars or like stole
How
catalysts?
many?
stole like a lot of cars.
What?
Wow.
Their parking lot looked empty this morning when I drove by.
Like apparently a lot.
I have the goosebumps. This is
How do you even get away with
major
that?
gossip.
I don't know. We got to get the scoop. We'll have to find out.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I wonder what,
How
what
do you
happened.
steal a car?
Flatbed, right? Maybe they just bring them in. But
I mean, I don't- yeah, it depends-
multiple?
Depends on how they did it. You can
That's
get into a
wild.
car. Like, we have to do lockouts, so you can get into a car, and if you're smart enough with the computers, you could find a way to start it with the frequency. But if they did it by flatbed, I mean, I feel like how would you get away with that?
I don't know.
Well, that's
It's
what
pretty
I'm
obvious
thinking.
they're just ripping cars out of there.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder how many they took or what they took.
They said the guy said it was a big deal. It was a lot. Like a lot.
I
No way.
dying,
That's
Meredith.
awful.
This
Yeah.
is major scoop.
Yeah.
That's
So who covers that?
I'm baffled.
Right? I mean, not that they're a small business, you
Well,
know.
they're probably, I'm
but-
sure they're insured. Like we have up to a certain amount of coverage on our parking lot. So like if a customer's car got stolen, I mean,
Yeah.
their insurance covers that car. But
Yeah.
because they're a dealer, I'm sure that they
Yeah.
own those cars and
Yeah.
they have all the titles and the values, and their insurance company insures it themselves.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you've got, if all of a sudden you lose a massive amount of inventory and you're waiting for insurance to pay out on that, that's not
They
good.
have like payroll insurance and things like that where
If something were to happen.
if something like that were to happen, I would assume like we have payroll insurance. If
One would
something-
hope.
Yeah, if we couldn't operate, sometimes things like that happen where
You still take care of your employees.
yeah, you can take care of your employees if you can't operate.
How about the Silicon Valley Bank?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
We talked a little bit about that on
I
our
know
meeting.
someone who is in HR with an affiliate of them, and she said people were in absolute catastrophic shape because they went to work
life
on like
savings.
Thursday, and you're done. They just closed shop.
I'm
Like,
sure
people-
those people had stock options and stuff too, where they were employed. So not only was their job in jeopardy, they probably lost their life savings.
And insurance, she said.
Oh.
She said people were crying because their children had cancer, and they all of a sudden you don't have insurance.
Oh.
Like, you think about it in that sense, and you're like, I immediately go to, the banks are going to wipe off the debt off, their books or whatever. You don't really think about the people who are affected there.
Yeah.
And then there was the rollout. It's just kind of craziness when you see this big crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's scary.
I'm depressed.
It is.
Wait, can we go back to Godfrey for a minute?
Sure.
Can you guys open up a detailing service?
Oh, Sam and I had this conversation.
Sam,
Not
I'm
enough
begging
hours
you.
in the day for all these things.
Well,
So here's my thought.
I want a full service.
Okay, see?
I want to
I
drop
said,
it off.
Sam, right, I drop it off.
Yes.
You guys do whatever you do.
Yes.
I don't see it.
No.
And I would pay more money to be
Yes.
able to get my car back and see something.
Oh my God, yes.
We
Yeah.
desperately need a bigger building.
It would be
to do
amazing.
things like that, we just don't have the space.
Yeah, it's tough.
You need the landscape.
The detail guys got to eat too, you know? You got to bring it over to them and give them some business.
I don't have time to schlep.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, if you make an appointment and we give you a loaner car for the day, we could maybe kill two birds with one stone and make an appointment at the same time.
I mean, this is the topic about scalability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the contractors I hire, one of my guys came fix something, and he is old school. To pay him,
Fix what?
Some dumb things that we did, not preparing for deep temperatures.
In the house?
Yes.
I want to know.
And anyway, I said, can't you do like electronic payment? And he said, no. And I have to wait for him to mail me my invoice.
Right.
Then I take it, I put it in my calendar and promptly forget about it.
Correct.
And then when I was sitting down yesterday, I said, oh, God, I got to pay him.
Right.
Now I have to get a note card, an envelope, a stamp, my checkbook, write it all out, and put it in the mail to pay him.
It's so simple to have an online process now. Like Square, we use Square for towing because people don't have cash on them anymore.
On the side of the road, especially.
We don't want to take somebody's random check, or they might not have checks
Right.
on them.
Right.
And
Dumb.
easy enough. We just punch a number in the phone.
Yep.
It's all set and you're good to go.
That's it. Or send me the email. My landscaper was like, he was the same
it's a
way. I'm
play
like,
button.
please. Now I get an email. It says pay. I click it, put my credit card info in, done.
And you can even save card info. So like say they're a repeat customer
Yeah.
of yours, you can save their credit card
JM does that
information
with
there.
me.
Yep.
I go get my food,
Just keep a card on
file. Yep,
Mhm.
ding, peace out.
Yep.
Done.
Easy peasy.
I mean, I guess this is why money's going to go away, right?
True.
I mean, it's like, it's convenience, right? You trade that in. Anyway.
I do like a little bit of cash though. Cash is, I mean,
We
it's nice
don't
to keep
deal
cash
with a lot
flowing.
of cash though.
I do keep cash.
I like
Gotta
cash.
keep cash.
Yep.
It's kind of fun. You feel rich. when you
Right.
have
I feel
cash.
so
Cash is
rich.
If I have $100, I'm like, I'm rich.
Well, back to that bank thing, I was watching some stupid reel or something like that, and I wasn't sure how true it was, but it said something about don't keep more than $50,000 in one account because then the bank can use that as their credit, which I think they can use it anyways.
Well, that's
It
what they
doesn't matter.
do, right?
Yeah, right, and they use that for their investments and whatever. So I'm like, what does it matter?
But it's insured. It's insured to $250.
Yeah,
so
and
why
it's
would
insured
you?
to $250, so
Yeah.
I don't get it, but weird.
I just had a panic attack.
Why?
I haven't done my taxes yet.
Oh, I haven't
Oh,
either.
God,
I've been
me
mini
neither.
panicking.
And I think I'm using a new tax accountant this year, and he sent me 5 sheets to fill out.
Yeah.
I have been tossing and turning. I'm sick over it.
I feel like my accountant should hate me because I delay. And you know what? I bring it back to my growing up.
What happened?
I'm going to
Why?
blame my parents.
I love blaming my parents. Do it, Meredith. Just do it.
Because it was such a stressful time in our household when taxes were due. Both my parents were self-employed. Did you guys have the same?
Dad used to be sitting at the kitchen table screaming, trying to account for everything that was in QuickBooks. And I just remember my mom used to try and help him. And it was like...
He was like on his own though. He didn't have you or like Graham or anyone in the
It
house.
was
It
the
just-
most... Like, you would run and hide.
Yes.
You'd go sit in
I
your
feel
closet.
for him. I
Did you
feel
did
for
you get it
him.
from Papa? No.
Oh, Papa there was just always screaming and yelling about money constantly. It was just how I grew up.
Yeah.
I prayed my parents
Glad
would
we're
get a
on the
divorce
same
every month when the credit card bills came in. I would hide under my bed. But yeah, the taxes were always an issue. Always. Pretty sure my father covered my mother's eyes when she had to sign paperwork.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's a commonality for sure, it seems, in a lot of households. And now
Well, Matt gets mad at me now that we're
Still
married. He used to get a return
Oh,
because I do
same.
real estate.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't get a return. I owe a lot of money. And he's like, what happened to my return?
I think you owe him his return.
Now I just give him a check. I'm like, hopefully this is enough.
Good luck.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's the worst. And it's not like we're formally trained in taxes,
Well,
right?
that's
You
it.
learn as
I'm a
you
real
go.
estate agent,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't take a tax course. I'm not
Right.
an accountant.
Right.
I'm just a real estate agent trying to sell real estate.
Right.
And
It's
now they
such
want me
pain.
to fill out all these sheets, and it's just,
Yeah.
I'm just a wreck over it.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know, what you're not
Right.
including.
What am I supposed to do? What am I
Fear
not
of
supposed
audited.
to do? Oh.
And then at the
Really
end,
easy.
you get the benefit of writing the U.S. Treasury and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts gigantic checks.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Should we move to Florida?
I think you still have to file a return. You still have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
For
Federal,
Yeah,
not
federal.
state.
Right.
And you know what? When I complain about it on social media every year, people will say to me, you should be happy that you make enough money that you have to pay taxes. And I don't find that a consolation.
I don't either. You know what?
It's not helping me.
F you.
I think about it in the moment, and I'm like,
Right.
that's
No.
not doing it for me.
No.
No.
Okay, so given that you guys fix things for a living, I want to know if there are outstanding items in your households that need to be fixed.
At the house. I can tell you the Wrangler at the house. That's just a car at the house that I need to fix. But things at the house.
Yeah,
The
like you.
picnic table.
Picnic table. Yeah, that needs some love.
It
Oh,
needs
not
to
the
be
picnic
attended
table.
to before June.
It's on top of a storage container right now.
Oh.
We're planning a big trip with Meredith to go on the RZRs.
Yep.
I'm like so excited. I
That's a
think
good-
about
that's
it
a good
daily.
one. That's a good
I
trip.
cannot wait.
We stayed in that hotel this past weekend, and
Yeah.
it was not ideal.
Oh.
Wow.
There was like no towels.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that
I've
was
stayed in
about.
hotels
Meredith
where I've
doesn't
gotten
care.
bed bugs.
Oh yeah,
I've
Meredith
gotten-
goes, I take a bath in every hotel I stay in. I go, that is the most disgusting thing.
I did not say every hotel that I go
She
in.
goes, I'm going to Foxwoods and I'm taking a bath. And I
I
said,
have gone. In Vegas, they had like, there was in one of the rooms we stayed in, this was years ago, it was like, it was spa side. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I did take a tub. I did. But it wasn't like where people showered. It was like for,
I don't
A
care.
tub?
I just,
I'm going to get hate mail now.
you are? Well, that's what the
Maybe.
podcast is about. We have to be honest and truthful. We have to, we have to spill
Hotels
dirt.
and hotels.
We have
Every
to
hotel.
spill major dirt.
Bath
Meredith K.
in
Keach,
strange
babes,
places.
in seedy hotels. Could be another podcast episode on its own.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some funny things going on, but there was no towels. Like we shared a
Oh.
we
Noted.
shared a room with another couple,
Yeah.
because there was no hotel rooms left too. So we
You guys had like a big suite though. It wasn't like
It was
like a
all
tight
right.
room.
You know what? Kettle One takes care of all that.
Mhm.
4 adults sleeping in one room is not okay if somebody snores.
Oh, yeah.
2 adults sleeping in a room where someone snores is not okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's bad.
it's hard.
That's
But nobody
hard.
was really snoring, but I was worried because you snowmobile all day and then you all pass out and
Right.
you're tired and you just
Right.
ate a bunch. It could be a
I would just
problem,
take a
but
couple gummies and call it a night.
Yeah.
Right?
Sleep well.
Just pass
That's
out.
what
everyone
earplugs
did
are
all
for.
right.
Right.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did share a hotel. Tony and I were going down to Florida. Of course, Alexa needed to piggyback on my trip when she found out this gorgeous room I had. And then, of course, she invited the other Alexa. Next thing I know, there was 4 of us in this room. And I must have passed out and I must have
Oh,
Alexa.
you snore?
Well, it depends on the night.
Yeah.
It depends on
And
the
your
drinking.
pillow.
It depends on
Sleep
the
on your
pillow.
back
It
or,
depends on
How
my
dry the room is.
allergies. Right. There's some nights I'm as silent as can be. Well, obviously this night there was a little snore coming out. Alexa in the middle of the night. Mother rock! Snoring! Stop! And woke everyone up. And I'm like,
You
really?
know what? Seriously.
Like, you are getting a free trip with an ocean view.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
People
snoring.
are waiting on you hand and foot at the pool, and you had the gall to wake me up.
Right. Now,
You guys
Adam,
snore like bears.
you're the
Matt didn't
computer
like it.
guy. So
Yeah.
when something in like your family sphere breaks, does everybody call you to fix their computer?
Yeah,
No.
Oh,
no. It's usually because I do stuff with cable. They think I set up cable.
right. Right.
And so with you guys, well, I mean, obviously now, Sam, you're cursed with all of us to fix stuff.
We get all of the calls all of the time.
But you must, like friends, family, people are like,
We were on our way up to New Hampshire for the Devon Nest ride, and everybody else left. All the boys were already up there. And Christine calls me because she was supposed to ride with me up there. And the only guy left was my dad before we were heading up there. Samantha, my tire pressure keeps going down. It's going down right now. I'm like, pull over. What are you doing? She's like, what? I'm like, pull over. And she's like, Zach's not even here. I'm like, Matt's not here either. I'm like, Dad, are you leaving to go to New Hampshire yet? And he's
trying to.
like, I was about to. I'm like, Christine's got a flat on Bay Road. If you could save her so she could come to my house, that would be great.
What did he have to do?
He just threw the spare on her car and then was like, go to Sam's house.
Oh.
We fixed the tire.
I would be
when we got
stranded
back.
though.
Do you not? I'm surprised you don't know how to put on a spare.
Well,
you
I mean,
are Meredith Keach.
I learned when I was 16.
Oh.
But if my Suburban had a flat
Now
tire,
that would be a good class.
know what to do.
Right?
Well, every car is different too now. Like some cars have not even
That's it.
inflated spares. You have like
You have a compressor.
yeah, they have
Like,
the-
fill
Get
it
it.
with
I'm
your
never
blown-out
changing
tire
my
with
spare.
hair.
I'm never freaking changing a spare tire.
the jack they give you is terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be my luck.
sketchy.
Like, what am I going to do? Jack my Suburban
Yeah.
up on the side of the
you
road?
just stay in and you call Sam.
Yeah.
Call for help.
Or call AAA if we're not around.
No, we will call you first.
Do you remember the girl
you
who
are
called
always
AAA and they didn't come, and then
Oh, no.
the girl got murdered and chopped into
Thanks,
pieces?
thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, call Godfrey's first, I guess.
We don't want anyone
Good-
chopped
good
It
up.
was a
Good
big
luck
to
with her
do.
main.
She was waiting for 3 hours on the side of the road. AAA hadn't come, and some creepo pulled over on the side of the road and was like, "Hey, I can help you, little woman." And she got in, and he murdered her.
If I was waiting 3 hours, I'd figure out how to get my spare tire on.
I mean,
Or
one would
just,
think.
or just leave the car there until you can find
I'd
somebody.
be like, yeah, Uber home.
I
or
would call an
something.
Uber.
Yeah.
There was an Uber.
What?
Because it was a long time
It
ago.
wasn't?
Oh, it was a while.
Meredith, you have the worst stories.
If we were like Joe Rogan, I would say, Adam, Google it.
Well, we're not.
So everyone will have to go back and
Right.
look up this horrible situation.
That's
it was
terrible.
Massachusetts, too. I think it was like,
What year?
Really?
I don't know,
What season?
probably 20 years ago.
What was the girl's name?
There was a G in the name.
Oh.
That's all I remember. And the fact that somebody got murdered waiting for a AAA. It was a big to-do. Anyway.
I'm redoing my bathroom right now.
What? You
Yeah.
did not share this.
My master bathroom. How hard is it to redo something as a real estate agent? Because you don't know what to pick. There's so many different styles.
Every time
and
Sam
things.
does something, it's like all about the resale. It's like, how can I make this for resale? I'm like,
That's
just
impossible to get over. You'll need to know,
Oh.
Josh.
Right,
we
For the
can't.
rest of her life, it's
She
just
can't stop.
she can't.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
can you just enjoy something?
And she'll be
not
like,
enjoy it
no.
for somebody
She'll be like,
else?
this
No.
house is actually worth $725,000. So in this neighborhood, it doesn't make sense to add this much more to
Yeah.
it because I won't get my maximum
That's
profit out.
exactly my problem right now with my condo.
It's so hard to redo something.
So
as
my
an agent.
bathroom will continue. It is 30 years old, disgusting, and I have not done it yet.
Yeah.
Because I can't. We're going to be having an assessment. It's a whole thing. So what are you going to do? Because I think white cabinets are out.
Oh.
Not according to Karen Cacciaputi.
Cut it out. I just bought a
No.
white vanity.
No, she said
I'm
you're fine.
sorry. I
just
haven't
asked
seen
her.
any white cabinetry
I just
on
asked her.
social media at all.
I talked to her. She was in our new listing coming up in Chestnut Knoll. And I asked her the same. I said, if I were redoing this kitchen and you were here doing it for me, she said, look, everybody likes a white kitchen. No, not everybody. She goes,
Most.
a lot of people like a white kitchen. A white kitchen will never go out. She said, what changes is if you have an island, then you're going to accent with that. You're going to change up the colors of your island. White is not out. She said it will
I
never
think
be out.
antique white will probably, like certain things like that, like a bright white or something like that will stay in.
Yeah.
But antique whites will probably come and go. Like
Yeah,
just like
and
a
then your
bone-colored tub or
countertops
something.
might change, or she said the backsplashes are ones to definitely change. But I wouldn't worry about the white. I
like
I
the
would love to
natural
have a
wood.
white.
I love the natural
but I
wood
have so
with
much
the
in my
gold.
house.
She said that's coming back.
I
The
love
woods.
that. I'm
the
like
woods.
obsessed.
But she said they're more expensive. She said the
It
white is less
is.
expensive
I
because it's not a
know.
real wood.
Yeah. I'm doing black tile.
Gorgeous.
12 by 24, like bigger tile. And
Beautiful.
then a white vanity with a white top, white shower, glass door, and then like a light tan color for the walls.
That's perfect.
Pretty.
That sounds gorgeous.
And it sounds in line with the rest of the house. That's the important
Yeah.
piece, right?
Yeah.
So people try to
It's
go
hard.
room by room, different floor by floor, and that's really the
You
most
have to
difficult.
tie it all in.
You have to tie it
You
all
do.
in.
What kind
Uniform
of flooring
flooring.
do you? Is it a? Do you have
It's
an
like a
ensuite?
slate black floor. Yeah, it's my master bath. So we have like I don't know what color carpet is it.
It's like a beige.
It's like a beige, tan, gray. It's got like all the colors in
Ah,
it.
you're all set.
So yeah, it
Now,
kind
Sam,
of meshes with whatever.
You have blonde hair. In my house, that would be problematic.
I have 2 blonde dogs. That's the only thing that's going to work.
Yeah, true.
But it'll show up on the black.
The
don't you
black
think?
tile.
The
Yes.
black tile. Yeah, but it's just a master bath. It's like, it's so small
The
that
dogs
it's
don't
like,
really
whatever.
hang out anyways,
Yeah.
so.
My husband would be beside himself.
Yeah, he
Back
does
quick.
not like
I
hair.
had to buy a tile that would hide my hair
Yeah, that's what I do.
because he like
My hair's
won't step in me.
everywhere. Our hair is all over the house.
Yeah.
I get
That's the
yelled
one thing
at.
that's nice about not having dogs. It's just there's no dog hair right now. Roxy was the worst. But
I mean, we have a doodle, but you still get tumbleweeds, not to the
Not
same
really.
degree.
She's
She doesn't
no.
shed much, right?
No, but
She doesn't
still,
shed at all. I don't
she's-
think.
Well, I mean, it does. I find it.
Oh,
I have big news in my world.
What's that?
On my program for this year was to find a housekeeper.
and
On Monday, I have someone coming over to give me an estimate and set me up.
it's exciting.
will you have said person housekeeper come monthly?
I think bi-weekly would be best.
I
That's
think
what we do
bi-weekly.
every other Monday.
Definitely.
Especially with kids. I feel like you definitely need a
I think
couple
I
times a month.
texted this to you. I think I'm probably the only dual income, 2 people working, businesswoman, mom with 3 children and a dog.
Bagged you years ago.
For
Bagged.
years you've been telling me to do
Bagged.
this. But I
Says no to everything, and then eventually she gives in and says yes, and tries to pretend it was her idea. I've given up.
I can't keep up anymore, and the house is just really getting gross. And I can't. And when you're the only one in the house who does it. I mean, I'm not a martyr, but like
my house gets gross.
Ugh.
yeah. It's just too much.
Mine
I
called
need help.
me. So I've had mine. She's been cleaning my house for 14 or 15 years.
Hasn't she fired people too?
She fires people.
Yeah.
If you complain, you're out.
You did
Now,
the pre-clean before she comes.
Well,
too,
you
did
just
all
have to
the
pick
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
As long as you pick up. But she, she is unbelievable. She's on her hands and knees. She's doing the blinds. She's reorganizing my shoes. And I always say this. I've said this story a million times. I don't even know if I've said it on the podcast. You've never heard it. So I called my mother. I said, Mom, Coretta's there. She comes to my house at 8 and she doesn't leave until 3:30. My mother said, you know what, Stephanie? That is nothing to brag about. And I said, oh, I guess you're right. Anyway, this weekend, she came on Saturday. So it's always been an issue because the kids were living with me and Alexa could never get out of bed. I'm like, Alexa, Goretta's here. You have to get up, because Goretta would start in her room. Can she not come today? Like, it was always a thing. And so now both kids are out. So Goretta texted me and she said, can I come on Saturday? And I said, absolutely. I said, actually, it's just me today. And I have an open house and a family party. So come on.
That's
So
fabulous.
I
Do you leave her like a lockbox with a key in it?
oh no, she's got my code.
nice.
She's been with me 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
She
We
is
had a
the
groomer
most
that would come. We gave her the code to go in
Yeah.
the house, and she would go get the dogs and
Yep.
groom them and bring them back. But she moved.
Goretta's a part of my family.
The groomer for the dogs.
Oh.
How often do you have to have the dogs groomed?
Once every like 6 to 8 weeks. They just are like, they have so much fur. It's gross. It's just gross. Like they have like undercoats, so they need to be.
Okay.
We brush them, but it's definitely rough. So I just brought them to Petstream 2 over at Five Corners, and she did such a good job with Harper.
Oh,
I
really?
was so psyched because I
I didn't know they groom. They're really
they
nice
do
people.
a really
in
good
there.
job. My groomer moved to Plainville, so
Oh,
I
it's
can't
too
get
far.
there from Stoughton. It's just like 45 minutes.
When I first had Rosie, so she's a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier. So if you know the Terrier coat, I mean, they have these big coats. They're gorgeous. So I brought her to the groomer, and I'm like, okay, a trim. She's like, well, okay, so you know that you have to be brushing her 3 times a day. So you have to start with the undercoat. And I said, what? Shave that dog. Shave her down. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I kept him, Sparky short. Yeah. It was
I mean,
too
they
much.
look beautiful when they, like, Sybil's got a lot of fur right now, but she looks mangy too. She needs a groom. She's
Yeah,
going
they
next
need
week.
every 6 to 8
3
weeks.
times
is
a day
good.
sounds nuts.
Like,
Yeah,
who
that's
has
crazy.
time for that?
Time
That's
to be-
ridiculous.
It's out of
It's like
control.
when my friend told me to take Primrose tablets 3 times a day for my menopause. I'm like, I'm not going to remember to take Primrose, evening Primrose 3 times a day. It's not going to happen.
Was that Kelly Pope?
No, it was my friend Denise.
Kelly was hot on the Primrose.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
So was Laurie Seville.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I buy these things and then I don't take them. Josh, what do you eat for breakfast? What does a young man eat nowadays?
I skip breakfast a lot. But,
Skip it.
I mean, I eat
Is
breakfast
that
on the
intermittent
weekends.
fasting? Like,
No,
on
just
purpose?
I go to work. I mean, grab maybe like
What time do you get up?
like 7.
And then what do you do?
Early. I take a very quick shower because I'm a guy, and then I don't do much in the morning. I
Right, and then you're out.
just get ready real quick, get dressed, and I'm in the truck and off to work.
All right, so
Do
now
you have a
it's
uniform?
lunch.
Pretty much jeans and like this is my Godfrey polo, but like just a t-shirt that says Godfrey's on it. That's it. Some boots.
That's his dress
We
up
talked
polo.
about polos for
I mean-
Weinstein Keach.
Yeah.
Some
No.
mechanics like the black Dickies pants. I'm not really. I like the jeans.
Do you get them dirty though?
They do. I have to go through them pretty quickly, but I just think the jeans look better than the Dickies.
So if you, what?
Like Dickies pants, like the like the black like
No, but
mechanics.
Dickies is like a fake turtleneck.
No, not that kind of Dickies. Now you're tripping them up.
Well, that's
I
when
don't know
you
what
said
that is.
Dickies. I was like, you guys
Dickies
are
like the
Dickies?
brand.
Oh, well, Dickies,
think she's-
mother,
Yeah, I
my
know.
mother.
Go back from the 70s. You just dated
Dating
yourself.
yourself.
Lois Jane Pavlakis had a Dickie in every color. She was obsessed.
So you
Wait.
take your shower, you
Right.
wear your
He's
Yeah, I don't
T-shirt,
have one of
jeans.
those like what says Josh on it, like with mechanics where like they just have the Godfrey shirt and then get to shop and immediately
Sweatshirts, whatever.
get working.
And then
Let's
Sam,
get
Josh gets there, and then are you the one that says this is what you need to do, or
this is who's coming in.
So we have a schedule. He can check it out if he wants to go. He knows how to do everything that my job entails.
got it?
I do not know.
Yeah,
how
I'll
do
go right
his
to the
job.
computer and see what we have for the day, like who's
Yeah.
already there.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes there's already like a customer in the office. Like if Meg's
Yeah.
there before I am, or if somebody's there and open the front door.
What time does the shop open?
Technically 8, but a lot of
They
people like to show up at like the older elderly people like to show up at like 7:30 and wait
Yeah.
in the parking lot and look
I
through the windows
actually-
and stuff.
I actually
Wait
have
for
a
us to
very
get
funny
there.
story about the elderly people. So I was talking to Dr. Aronson, who's a podiatrist.
Yeah.
And so what's funny with the elderly is they like to do a dry run the day before. So they'll
they do
do a
that?
dry run to make sure they'll walk in and Dr. Scott will be like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Manischewitz. Your appointment is tomorrow." And he's like, "Well, I want to do a dry run and see where it was." And then Dr. Scott says, "Well, you're here. We might as well look at your foot now."
Well, that's interesting. And I've noticed that with open houses. I'll have to tell my seller clients, just so you know, the open house is posted for noon, but there will be people
Yeah,
probably
sneak
here at
in.
11:30,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sitting, waiting.
Yes.
Do not panic. That is them. They need to be here before it starts.
Yep.
I do like to tell people to try and like beat feet a half an hour to 45 minutes before, just so they don't have like a weird run in and they don't see somebody they don't want to see or whatever.
The open house. Do you want to talk about lunch first?
Yeah, I want to hear.
Yeah,
I want to
because
keep going with. Wait, I want to hear
I
Josh's
do.
day.
I want to hear Josh's day, and then I have to talk to you guys about the appalling behavior this weekend at the open house.
Oh boy.
It was appalling. Okay, Josh. Now it's lunchtime.
No, wait. First,
So,
you're
yeah,
like,
morning.
okay, so you're looking
I
down the
want to
list
get
and
to
you're like,
lunch.
okay, Stephanie Weinstein's car is broken.
Yep.
Are you
How do
guys
figure
like?
out how it's
How did you
broken?
get,
Like, I'd be stopped there. I'd be like, it's broken. What do I do now?
But are you guys
we have
like?
labor.
Ugh, when you see certain people on the list?
Certain
Definitely.
cars. Not the people
Oh,
so much
certain
as the
cars.
cars. You're like, you have
Oh.
like a frequent flyer that always has problems or something
Oh.
like that.
Or
But-
nightmares or
So you
whatever.
look at the schedule. We have X amount of cars in the morning. Say there's 8 cars we got to look at. So we'll
That
bring
sounds
them
like a
in.
heavy load, Josh.
Yeah, I mean we have
Usually
other
have,
mechanics
like 12
too.
to 15 on a busy day.
Yeah,
That gives me stress even thinking about
But
it.
every
Yeah.
car has like a little excerpt of what it needs. So you have your oil change, check over, and maybe you have a concern like I have a shake on the highway or my brakes sound funny. So I take it in. I'll take it for a test drive, and say every car's check over oil change is about average like 45 to an hour.
Oh.
So I'll start at 8 with the first one, whether it be a waiter or a drop off. You do that on my tablet. I give all my info of what I checked out, what the problems I found, do the oil change, and then Sam gets all that information in her computer.
Stop for 1 second.
Yep.
When you get into people's cars,
Yep.
are you judgy?
Please clean your car.
Yes, please. Please clean it. Especially if you do like a cabin air filter. It's
Oh.
under the glove box. And
Oh.
if they have trash on the floor,
Oh,
it's gross.
noted.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean,
How about if you
I've-
have weird things on your keychain, Samantha?
we've seen some stuff. Some crazy stuff.
Sam will send me text
People
messages.
really like to express
Someone
themselves through
had
their
toenail
keychains
clippers.
sometimes.
Sam, I want to be on those text
Anti-feet.
messages.
I'm anti-feet.
Stop
and
it.
Someone had toenail clippers on their keychain.
That is one of the most wonderful things
And they're
I've
like,
ever heard.
here.
Or stuffed animals. Like, think about, like, there's, like, these little stuffed animal keychain things. And think about, like, all the places that has been and all the germs that it has touched. Ugh.
Okay, so then you take it for a test drive and you figure out.
Yeah, so say there's a clunk. They complain of a clunk. I go in industrial park because it's very bumpy.
This often happens, right? It's like when you go to the doctor and you don't feel good, and then once you get to the doctor, you feel fine.
Oh, that happens every day.
This happens every day with the cars. There's a clunk, and then you get to the car doctor, and it's gone.
Yep, gone.
They think you're crazy.
Yeah, they think you're nuts. Yeah. But yeah, you go to the industrial park and it's bumpy, so you hear the clunk, you put on the lift, you see it's got something loose or whatever it may be. And then Sam gets that information. She'll call the customer with the estimate.
Find all the parts and put
that's
the
when
numbers
Sam goes,
together.
Yeah. Your combustors and jet fuel firing things are broken.
Sam's a lot better than I am, though, on the phone, because I'll start going into that and people are like, what did you just say?
What are you even talking about?
I'm like, Sam, just tell me the amount and fix it, please, because I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I tend to trail off a little bit, too, because like you feel like you owe it to the customer to explain to them and get in depth. Like, they're going to be spending this money, and you want to make sure that they understand, like, it's not just like we're slapping this on there and it's all set and you're paying $1,000. Like, I want you to know that there's some labor and parts involved in this.
So I'm going to tell you what Stephanie told me when I felt the same about contracts with my clients. One time we're sitting, we're the husband and wife, me and Stephanie, and I'm going through this. And Stephanie said, "Excuse me, Meredith." I said, "What?" She said, "We're all falling asleep."
Meredith's like, "Now this form," the husband and I were like this. Said, okay, it was a slow death.
I just want everyone to know what they're signing. They said, "We don't care, we trust you."
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like, listen, the three most important things you need to know about this $20,000 page contract is how much are we listing your house for, how much are the real estate fees, and how many days on market are we listing for? They're like, okay. I said, the rest, just sign away.
You're right. Anyway, so you tell us all what we need to know about our car.
Yep. And then
one other question. When you give us the paperwork at the end, I never know what I'm supposed to do with that.
Right. We don't. I don't really want it.
I'm like, where do
I know.
Am I supposed to put it in the glove box?
You are welcome to throw it out because it's all saved in the computer.
Yeah, we have it all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
everything's logged in there.
Maybe.
So when people say, "Do you want your receipt now?" I'm just going to say, "I don't want that."
Yeah, I'm going to say you don't even bother printing out.
You're more than welcome.
I don't want it
because I'm burdened with it.
But I don't even want it. Sam.
I feel like I'm going to be like my
Stop
grandmother.
printing it. I don't want it. Make a note on my file. Do not print.
No receipts.
A lot of people just like to see the breakdown of everything, so they go. Then you go through what you did. I can throw it out after. Okay.
It's funny how different, like, obviously everybody's different, but like how the customers are, because someone sit there for 5 minutes and
that
ask
would be
you
my
about
father.
Every single
that would
line.
be my father.
It's all procedure.
We're there to explain it to you, so
right?
You want to know you spent that money.
Remember back in the day, they're like, "Don't go to the car shop if you're a woman. Better bring a man with you. They're going to take advantage of you."
A lot of people like to talk to women on the phone as opposed to men.
Yeah, they're like, "Where's when I'm in her job? It's where's Sam?" Like, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We like
Sam. Totally offended. Josh is answering the phone.
Josh, how dare you answer the phone?
I know.
Honestly, like men and women, you get that reaction from?
More so
women.
The women.
More so women don't like that.
Fascinating.
But when people are just comfortable with Sam rather than me, and they're like new person, I don't like. They don't get to see me all the time. I'm always behind the garage door. So.
They
don't know I'm family. I've been there I try to be as nice as possible. They're like, yeah, we need Sam. Or something they'll just ask for like Meg or something too.
We don't
like
really
Meg or
trust
Sam,
you.
Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Even though he's the one fixing it.
We're not
sitting there looking at it.
We don't.
All right.
We don't.
How do you get the grease off your hands?
So we actually have a special soap, and it's from BG Products. It's called like Tornado something or other, but it has walnut shells in it that actually like it digs into like your stuff and gets like all the stuff. But I'm also allergic to walnuts.
Are you effing kidding me?
But,
it's walnut soap?
Yeah, I'm allergic to walnuts, but the soap is so good that I just use it anyways.
So if he gets a cut, it like explodes.
It doesn't explode. It's just like you can see like it's a little irritating. You're like, oh, that's all right.
Why don't you wear a glove?
We do. But sometimes it gets a little say you're in a very sharp area, like plastic cuts your glove. They're only latex gloves. So it cuts it and then the grease will go through.
Do you guys know what happened? So my father used to have a gas station. He owned a gas station for years at Cobb's Corner. It was Cobb Corner Akko. So anyway, so I'm in high school one day and I get a call. Can Stephanie Pavlakis please come to the office? I'm like, oh God, what did I do now? So I went to the office. They're like, oh, yeah, your father's gas station's on fire.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, oh, my God. All I could think of was the money that I didn't deposit the day before.
Oh,
I'm like, I'll just do it tomorrow. So I run down to the gas station. I'm like, the money. The mechanic's like, do you even care? He's like, that we're okay. I'm like, oh, right. Are you okay? But something happened with a light bulb and it smashed into some
it can happen quick.
gas on the floor. And
there's so many accelerants and flammable items in the shop that if something goes awry, I mean, you have to have a fire extinguisher right next to you so you can take care of it.
I hadn't thought about that.
It was a terrible
Torches
scene.
And all kinds of crazy stuff.
My father had just gone on vacation to Florida. Like he worked 7 days a week, and he leaves, and his gas station catches on fire. He came home. He had tears rolling down his face, and that was the end of it. He sold the gas station.
He's done.
Oh, really?
You guys had a car go wild in your shop, didn't you? A couple of years ago. Didn't a car come off
a lift, maybe?
No. It was caught on the night cameras.
What happened on the night?
Oh, the lady who launched into the parking
lot.
Oh,
that was a car accident. Yeah. So 7 a.m., some lady fell asleep near Central Street coming southbound on 138, jumped the Dunkin' Donuts entrance and smashed into a van in our parking lot. It was nuts.
The funny thing is, the day she was okay. I think she was all right. But the funny thing is, the day before that, the van she totaled, we just told him that it was like on the it needed to go to the junkyard. Like the van was just like totally so
Wow.
So he got the full price of the van.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
He made up pretty well.
Weird stuff happens in our parking lot.
We didn't even get to Josh's lunch. I want to know what they do for lunch.
Lunch is pretty boring.
The poor thing hasn't eaten breakfast, right? So now it's lunchtime at the shop.
Do you bring your lunch?
Does someone do a lunch run?
Most of the time we'll just go to a local place, or sometimes home's 10 minutes away. Run home, make something, or sometimes you skip lunch. Yeah.
Skip lunch too.
Skip lunch.
I mean, if I have a quick breakfast item at Dunkin' Donuts, skip lunch and go to dinner or something like that. But most of the time it's just local takeout.
Lunch is a big thing in our office.
Yeah.
It used
to be a big thing. We all get together. We go to get the same thing. We just kind of, I don't know.
We used to play chess or checkers or marbles during lunch.
Yeah,
and it got to the point where we were getting so into it. Our lunches were an hour and a half long, and we were we gotta stop this.
Yeah, we need to go fix cars again.
Yeah. Josh, do you toss and turn at night if there's a car problem that you can't figure out?
I toss and turn very, very often about cars.
You do? Really? Because I was thinking
dream sometimes about cars that you're trying to fix, and it just
well, I know my father did that. He would dream about problems. He would wake up, he'd be able to fix it. But I was just thinking you didn't have that kind of stress at night. You would fix your cars during the day, and then you close the shop, and you could just
I was having nightmares on Sunday.
What?
Going away for the weekend, there's cars just sitting there that are just going to be a lot on Monday morning.
Or you're worried you can't fix it, or it's a problem that it might be a warranty issue and the customer's upset. And you're oh my God, are they not going to be our customer anymore? I literally had a conversation with the customer in my dream, you're such a good customer. Yeah.
It's so hard to explain to people ghost problems, intermittent problem that only happens once every 3 weeks. We can't drive your car for 3 weeks. So it's if we can't see it, we can't we won't know how to fix it. You can only go so far to find the problem, and say that car's been there for 2 weeks, and you just every day you talk to the customer, I'm sorry, it hasn't happened yet. I can't fix it. And they just kind of stress you out because you can't figure out the problem.
A ghost problem.
Don't you have sales that do the same thing to you that you can't sleep over?
Well, I'm up all night 7 days a week over real estate, but I just,
it's the same thing.
I wonder what it's like to have a profession where you just go to sleep at night with no worries.
Well, that's shift work. That's what I dream of.
Yeah.
That's my retirement.
Is that
job.
why you wanted to be a bus driver?
A bus driver and work at a coffee shop.
Oh, I'd love to work at a coffee shop.
If you really don't want to worry about it, you go in, you
punch in,
you do your stuff. You don't have to worry about selling anything to customers. Everything's taken care of.
Right.
That's retirement job. We're getting to.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's retirement work. You got to think about what you're going to do when you retire. I mean, you can't do nothing.
I'm going to be a snowbird. I'm moving to Florida.
Oh, I am 100% going to be. It's coming sooner than later. All right. Well.
What other questions did you have? You look stressed out.
We can't. No, it's over, Josh. We're done. The podcast is over. Now you guys have to come back again.
Yeah. Or we'll have to figure out how to move it to. We could.
Do what?
We take a break after, and then you can go again, but you have to go for a full hour.
I mean, I can't believe how many more questions I have.
I have so many.
This is unbelievable. Well, you'll just have. Will you come back, Josh?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, that's good.
Next time we'll be already warmed up, and we can start where we left off.
Yeah.
I'm going on a big trip with them.
I know. Well, we'll have to talk
That's
about
gonna be a fun one. You're gonna enjoy that.
wicked
There's a lot of cool sights.
He was yelling at me to tell me to wait until September, but I didn't.
It's gonna be
wait.
a little dusty,
No, I wanna go.
but
Are you guys
care.
don't even tell me you guys have to share a room.
I'll go wherever Sam tells me
everybody
to.
can have
I was
their own
actually
Have
thinking
your
of going
own
up a
room, I don't care.
night before, maybe.
Maybe don't use the tub there.
We could go to Church
No,
Landing. or
I
something.
would want her to use the tub.
Meredith's
I would-
gonna start doing reviews
I would
of
not
hotel
use the
tubs.
hotel.
Meredith, is it just you or are you bringing anyone else?
Well, Jess said she's coming, but I don't believe it.
No, she won't go.
She won't. She's
No.
got concerts that month.
Oh, yeah,
She'll
she's-
be
We
like,
can
I
rent a
forgot.
4-person one, or we can just rent a 2-person one.
Mm.
And Cody can't come, so I was gonna see if I could steal his pack talk,
Oh yeah.
so that we
Steal
could
it.
all
Pack
be
talks
on
are
the
key.
same thing.
I was so excited to
Those are
hang with
necessary.
Cody. He can't go.
No, they have 2 weddings that
Oh,
weekend.
you guys are in the wedding
That stinks.
world. At
Yeah.
this point.
All right, I'm starting to get anxiety. I'm watching the clock. And
Okay.
our show's
Um,
over. All right, so we're going to wrap it up, everyone.
I'm
Thank
Meredith
you.
Keach.
I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
I'm Samantha Godfrey.
I'm Josh Godfrey.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Peace out.